Hey, this is Liz Bentley, and today, again, in honor of Men's Health Month, I want to talk about men. And the topic today is talking about good guys and bad guys, and how a lot of men have been raised in an environment watching superheroes, and watching movies, and watching shows, and watching life, where there's a great guy and a guy who's the hero, and there's a villain, right? And really, a lot of men during their childhood and their imprinting years was really shown to them that they are supposed to be a great guy in life. And they're supposed to be the hero. They're supposed to be flawless. They're supposed to have no problems. They're supposed to save all the women and save all the children and be the magical man who can do it all. And we saw this in Clint Eastwood and John Wayne and all these amazing male heroes that we've seen our whole life, that men really grew up with, thinking that this is what they're supposed to be. And clearly that's a very tall order because the reality of life is that while we might have good qualities and at times be great guys, there are lots of times we're not so great. There are lots of times we really struggle, and there are lots of times where men really have a hard time. And what I see in a lot of the people that I coach is that when they want to be a great guy, when they're struggling and they're not being so great a guy, cutting corners, not doing things as well as they could, maybe being a little bit lazy, maybe even lying or, not really showing up as authentically as they could, they hide it. They don't want to take responsibility. They want to hide because they want to create a veneer of seeming like everything is always great. And while that's terrific, the reality is you always know the truth. And if you're creating a veneer and it's not really your truth, you're going to lose your confidence. You're going to feel insecure. You're going to feel like you're an imposter, and you're going to feel like you're a fraud. And what's interesting is that in coaching these men, I'm uncovering that a lot of men do feel like imposters, even though they're not. They really are great guys, but they feel like imposters. So for the guys, here are the tips. Number one, recognize that life isn't about good or bad. It's a whole bunch of gray. There's a whole lot of everything in between. And there's some things you're going to do great and you're going to do really good at. And there's some places you're not going to be so great. And that just makes you normal. And rather than trying to hide it and sidestep it, it's better to just lean in and embrace your discomfort and work on where you need to grow. Okay? Number two, having the goal of being seen as a great guy is really great. It's really great. But most importantly, it's about how you feel on the inside. And so if you're doing anything that really doesn't make you feel good about the person in the mirror, that's your check. Okay? And it's more important to feel good about the person in the mirror than anything else. Okay? And last but not least, again, everyone is striving to be the best they can be, but be kind to yourself and recognize that your job is just to keep practicing and working hard, doing the best you can, and not be too hard on yourself, because I also see guys really tough on themselves when they're not showing up to be their best.